now we will be discussing about, yesterday we had discussed about consequential and non-consequential theories of business ethics. Under that, we had discussed two theories, and now we will be talking about the ethical decision making. Decision making, we all are aware of that what is the meaning of decision making. So we will not go into that how decisions are taken and what is the meaning of decision taking. We will just discuss that what do you mean by ethical decision. So ethical decision, we all are aware the meaning of ethics. Ethics in simple words are those things which are morally correct, which are good, which are based on values. That is called as ethics. Now, when we talk about ethical decision making, we are talking about the decisions which are based upon values, morals of the organization. That is called as ethical decision making. In simple words, we can say that when an organization thinks ahead of profits, when an organization gives more attention to human values, to morals, to what is good and what is wrong, rather than earning profit, then we can say that yes, the organization is concentrating on ethical decision making. So any decision which is based on morals or human values and which looks ahead of profit, that decision is called as ethical decision. Now, how these ethical decisions are taken, what is the framework of ethical decision making, that we are going to discuss now. So it starts with step one. Step one says, identify and respond to the feeling that something is wrong. So कब हमारे को ethical decision लेना है? जब हमें पता है कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कुछ ठीक नहीं चल रहा है। बेशक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को प्रॉफिट हो रहा है, बट फिर भी पीपल आर नॉट हैप्पी टू वर्क इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. Reason could be anything, that the rules are not meant for everyone, or we can say the policies of the organizations are not implemented uniformly. A person who is close to the manager is given chances for promotion. A person who is not close to the manager, although the person has been the highest performer in the organization, still his name is not considered for increment or for pay promotions. Now, such type of things will definitely create an unrest among the employees, where the employees will not be happy to work in that particular organization. So step one is that the organization has to identify that if there is some distress, if there is some uneasiness among the employees, what is the cause of that? That is to be first found. Next one. collect more information. When the organization has come to know that yes, there is a problem, and problem is related to implementation of rules and regulations in the organization, or the process of conducting performance appraisal of the employees. Now, when the organization comes to know that because of performance appraisal procedure, some of the employees who are very good employees, they are not happy. Now, in this case, this will be the first stage where the organization have come to know that because of performance appraisal loopholes, some of the employees are not happy. So this is the problem which has been identified by the organization. Now, the second stage will be collect more information about that problem. Now, under that, what will happen? Under that, the organization will try to collect as much information as it can. That okay, people are not happy because of the loopholes in the performance appraisal. But who are those people who are not happy? Why they are not happy? What is their performance level? So all this type of information is to be collected in the second stage. Now, third stage involves seek a resolution. Resolution means solving, problem solving. Now, the organization has come to know that yes, there is a problem related to performance appraisal procedure. Organization has collected enough information about the problem. Now, the third stage will be that now organization should start finding a solution to the problem. That okay, ranking system was followed for performance appraisal, or pair comparison method was followed for the performance appraisal, or ACR method was followed for the performance appraisal. So this method which was followed is not correct, and that is why some dissatisfaction is there. Then which method can be the best method which can be implemented for performance appraisal in the organization? That should be thought by the organization, and that should be suggested by the organization. That yes, paired comparison method or ACR method or ranking method has some loopholes, and because of that there were some problems within the employees. Some of the employees were not happy with the performance appraisal procedure. So the organization in the third stage should start thinking of solutions. Okay, this particular method was not good. Whether the 360-degree appraisal method is good, whether the field review method is good, whether the bars method is good. So here in the third stage, it is expected that organization should think about having a solution. Next one. Now, if a solution is there, the next step is that okay, now we have not covered the third stage. The third stage is determine the ethical problem. Suppose ethical problem, we had just discussed that performance appraisal was there, but some partiality was there, as one of the employee or 2-3 employees were close to the manager. That is why when the performance was evaluated, performance was measured with a particular performance appraisal method, there were some partialities done. And then the fourth stage talks about solving the problem. Then comes the fifth stage. Fifth stage is work with others to determine the best course of action. Now here the problem was identified that yes, performance appraisal method was the problem. Information was collected. Then what was the real cause? What was the ethical problem involved in that? So it was brought to the notice of the management by the organization that there was some impartiality done in the performance appraisal system, and because of that some of the employees were not happy. And next stage, the company comes up, the organization comes up with a solution. After that, it is expected that the organization or the management should start working with the HR department or the concerned department, which will be taking care of executing or implementing the new method of performance appraisal, and that is called as stage number 5. Last one, document your decision making process, final decision and outcome. Then once the decision has been taken, once the decision has been implemented on ground, the last stage is that whatever decision was taken, how that decision was implemented, what are the outcome of that decision, everything should be noted down in a particular file, in a particular register which is maintained for that purpose, that this was the problem which was identified, this is how we solved the problem, this is how we came up with a new solution, and this is where we implemented a new system of performance appraisal, and on so many people this method of performance appraisal was tested, this was the result of performance appraisal. So all these things are to be documented. Now why it is said that all the things are to be documented? So reason is very simple, so that next time when a problem comes in, this particular document can help the management as a reference document. That last year also we had some problem, and with by reading that particular, going through that particular document, the organization will come to know that how it was tackled by the organization or how it was solved by the organization. So this is related to the framework of ethical decision making. Now we will move on to the next one, and the next one is called as ethical dilemma. Now the meaning of ethics we all are aware of, plus we all are aware of the meaning of dilemma. Dilemma means it's a sort of confusion when we think that two answers are correct for one particular question. Suppose a multiple choice question is asked in the examination, and four options are given to you, and when you feel that answer A is also correct and answer C is also correct, then that sort of confusion is called as dilemma. You are under a dilemma that both the answers are correct, but which should be clicked upon. Now, an ethical dilemma is a situation with uncertainty about what is right to do from moral or ethical perspective. Managers often face situations where the appropriate course of action is not clear. For example, the manager of a company may be put in a position in which he must choose between the interest of the employees and his investors, give more profits or increase the salary. And that is called as dilemma, duvidha. So in this example also, when suppose the manager is confused that what is morally correct? More profits for the organization or more salary or more facilities to the employees? जब इस दुविधा में कोई मैनेजर फंस जाता है और जब उसे इस दुविधा से निकलने में कठिनाई होती है, then we can say that the manager is having an ethical dilemma. कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बोलती है कि प्रॉफिट लास्ट ईयर 10 करोड़ का था, इस बार 15 करोड़ का होना चाहिए, और इथिक्स कहते हैं कि प्रॉफिट के लिए एम्प्लॉइज को एक्सप्लॉइट नहीं किया जाना चाहिए। अगर कंपनी को प्रॉफिट हो रहा है तो प्रॉफिट का एक हिस्सा छोटा सा ही क्यों ना हो, पर एम्प्लॉइज के साथ शेयर होना चाहिए। एम्प्लॉइज को इंसेंटिव ज्यादा मिलने चाहिए, एम्प्लॉइज को ज्यादा बेनिफिट्स मिलने चाहिए, एम्प्लॉय को ज्यादा फैसिलिटीज मिलनी चाहिए। सो दिस इज एथिक्स। बट ऑन द अदर हैंड, द कंपनी expects that the management should make sure that the company earns more and more profit, right? And that is called as ethical dilemma. Now, ethical dilemma in different functions, functional area of business that we are going to discuss. So first one is human resource management ethics. Suppose the HR department in the organization wants to implement ethical practices. It is not that it is very easy. It only sounds easy. But when it comes to practicing the ethical practices or implementing the ethical practices, it is not that simple. तो बोलना बहुत आसान है, करना बहुत मुश्किल, right? So here I would like to give you a very simple example, बहुत simple example. अब जैसे हम सब टीवी देखते हैं, टीवी में एडवर्टाइजमेंट भी देखते हैं। अब एडवर्टाइजमेंट में अल्कोहल के एड्स रहते हैं, सिगरेट्स के एड्स रहते हैं, और पान मसाला या गुटखा के भी एड्स रहते हैं। Now all these advertisements, if we talk about from legal point of view, legally they are correct. हमारे यहाँ पर पान मसाला, गुटखा is banned in Maharashtra, but again pan masala is not banned. It is the revised version of gutka. We all are aware of. Alcohol is not banned in Maharashtra. Cigarette is not banned in Maharashtra. Now, any company can make an advertisement to promote this product because it is lawful, legal. But at the same time, this is also called as unethical. Now, why it is called as unethical? Reason is very simple. गुटखा खाने से कैंसर हो सकता है, गुटखा खाने से कई बीमारियां हो सकती हैं, इसीलिए क्योंकि वो ह्यूमंस के लिए हानिकारक है, तो बेशक वो लॉफुल है, पर क्योंकि वो ह्यूमैनिटी के अगेंस्ट है, ह्यूमंस के अगेंस्ट है, इसीलिए हम लोग उसको अनइथिकल बोलते हैं। अब दूसरा कि हम लोग देखते हैं कि जो पान मसाला है उसके एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स काफी हीरोज करते हैं, टॉप हीरो बॉलीवुड के, चाहे वो अक्षय कुमार हो, चाहे वो अजय देवगन हो, चाहे वो शाहरुख खान हो, बड़े बड़े एक्टर्स ये पान मसाला का ऐड करते हैं। इंटरव्यूज हम लोग देखते हैं उनके, इंटरव्यूज में सब बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं कि हमें मेहनत करनी चाहिए, जल्दी उठना चाहिए, अच्छा काम करना चाहिए, पैसा कमाना चाहिए, ऑल दीज थिंग्स, जो भी अच्छी अच्छी बातें होती हैं वो सब बताई जाती है। बट अगर हम लोग इथिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखेंगे तो कैन वी से दैट दीज एक्टर्स हु आर एक्टिंग इन द एडवर्टाइजमेंट ऑफ अ पान मसाला प्रोडक्ट, they are ethical in nature or they are practicing ethical practices? So the answer is no. They are acting in the advertisement only for the sake of money, not for the sake of humanity. तो बोलना बहुत आसान है कि गुटखा नहीं खाना चाहिए। आप एडवर्टाइजमेंट में बोल रहे हैं कि गुटखा, या इंटरव्यू में बोल रहे हैं गुटखा नहीं खाना चाहिए, पर जब वही कंपनी आपको पैसा देती है, आप पैसा ले रहे हैं इसीलिए आप एड में बोल रहे हैं कि गुटखा खाओ, इससे जोश आता है, इससे एनर्जी मिलती है। दैट मीन्स व्हाट? यू आर हैविंग डबल स्टैंडर्ड्स। सो इथिक्स आर वेरी सिंपल, वेरी सिंपल, नथिंग इज कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, वेरी वेरी सिंपल। ऑनेस्टी इज द बेस्ट पॉलिसी। We should respect our seniors, our elders. We should love our younger ones. So these things which we are learning since our childhood, very easy. But when it comes to implement, things are not so easy. मुझे पता है, अगर मैं मैनेजर हूं, मैं बचपन से पता है मुझे कि मुझे अपने एल्डर्स की भी इज्जत करनी है। एट द सेम टाइम, if my subordinate is having more years of experience than me, if suppose my age is 40 years and my subordinate is of 60, then I should respect that subordinate because he is elder to me. This is what we have learned since our childhood. But whether we are practicing, so the answer many times is no. Not always, but many times is no. कि हमें पता है कि अगर हमसे बुजुर्ग कोई है तो उसकी इज्जत करनी चाहिए, पर कभी कभी हम उस पोजीशन पे पहुंच जाते हैं कि जहां से हमें लगता है कि हम बहुत ऊंचाई पे हैं और दूसरे सब नीचे हैं, तो हम क्यों इनकी इज्जत करें? दे आर वेरी लो, वो बहुत नीचे हैं। सो और तभी अगर आपको भाषण दिया जाना है, कंपनी के आप सीईओ हैं और आपको बताना है या एक स्पीच देनी है, तो वहां पर शायद आप काफी बड़ी बड़ी बातें करेंगे, पर क्या आप वो सारी चीजें जो आपने बातों में बोली हैं, जो आपने अपनी स्पीच में इंक्लूड किया है, वेदर यू इम्प्लीमेंट ऑल दोज प्रैक्टिसेस इन योर लाइफ और नॉट? इफ नॉट, यू आर नॉट इथिकल। इफ यस, yes you are ethical. Very simple. So talking about ethics is very simple, understanding ethics is again very simple, but implementation of ethics in life is difficult. It is not easy at all. So that is what we will be discussing now, that ethical dilemmas, why it is not easy when we talk about implementation of ethical practices. Now here we will be talking about the human resource management ethics. Under that, recruitment. We all are aware that one of the most important function of HR manager, management or HR manager is recruitment. Now the first point is ethics based on financial favors. Sorry, recruitment based on financial favors. Very simple. This is most common when we talk about recruitment in government organization. हम सबको पता है, हम सबने सुना हुआ है कि गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अगर जॉब चाहिए तो अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर नॉलेज, अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर इंटेलिजेंस, apart from your high score in the examination, still you have to pay bribe on most of the occasion, if not all, to get the job. And that is the harsh reality. So there, what we are doing is we are practicing unethical practices. Everyone is aware of, everyone knows that it is not correct, it is bad, but still it is continued from years together. तो 100 साल पहले भी ब्राइब लेना गलत था, आज भी ब्राइब लेना गलत है। 100 साल पहले भी अनइथिकल था, आज भी अनइथिकल है। बट हमें 100 साल पहले भी पता था ये अनइथिकल है, आज भी वी नो दैट इट इज अनइथिकल, बट स्टिल इट इज बीइंग प्रैक्टिस्ड बिकॉज इम्प्लीमेंटेशन इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट। सबने बचपन में पढ़ा है, पर जब हमारे पास पावर आ जाती है, जब हमारे पास अथॉरिटी आ जाती है, तो हम लोग मिसयूज करने लग जाते हैं। मोस्ट, देयर आर एक्सेप्शनल केसेस, बट दे आर वेरी फ्यू। रेस्ट, वी ऑल आर normal human beings, right? Next one is gender based recruitment. Ethics says that equal opportunity should be given to all. That is ethics. If the person is talented, the person should get the job, whether the person is a male or a female, that doesn't matter. That is ethics. But whether this ethics is followed everywhere in the organization, so the answer is no. Still today, we give more preference to male candidates when recruitment is done. That is the reality. So that is again the problem. Next one, giving less minimum wages as fixed by the state. Again, this is one of the problem which we all are aware of. Now in this problem, what happens is the organization is misusing the situation. It means that suppose if there is a situation where number of vacant positions are very less, but the number of applicants are more, then what happens is that the organization starts negotiating on salary also. Now only 5 openings are there, 50 applicants are there. After interviewing these 50 applicants for say 3, 4, 5 rounds, the organization has shortlisted 10 good quality candidates. But the vacant position is only 5. Now the organization starts negotiating on salary also. When the government has clearly made a rule that for this particular position this should be the minimum salary, कम से कम इतनी सैलरी तो आपको एम्प्लॉय को इस पोजीशन के लिए देनी ही पड़ेगी। इससे ज्यादा आप कितनी भी दे सकते हैं, पर कम से कम इतनी। and that is there in Minimum Wages Act 1948. Now, when 10 people have been shortlisted and all the 10 people are talented, but the organization has to choose only 5 among this group of 10 people, then many organizations, they start negotiating on the salary also. That okay, your salary is 10,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees as per law. But right now we are not in a position to pay you 30,000 rupees. We can pay you only 20,000 rupees. If you are ready for that, you are in. Otherwise, you can search for another opportunity. So this is again unethical because you are trying to exploit the person. So जहां पर भी शोषण होता है इंसान का या exploitation होता है, that is again unethical. But we all are aware that there are number of organizations which are into it. There are some of the organizations which will give you a salary on paper. Some salary will be given to you, and in reality the other figure will be transferred in your account. Again, this is unethical, but these things are common nowadays. These things are being practiced by many organizations, we will say. Now the next one is recruitment of under or overqualified persons. So underqualified and overqualified. Underqualified person, we all are aware कि कब होती है recruitment underqualified की. जब अंडर द टेबल पैसा ज्यादा दिया जाता है, तो कई बार ऐसा होता है कि एक जो अंडर क्वालिफाइड कैंडिडेट, a person who doesn't fits into that job, who doesn't have the skills required to do that job successfully, is also selected. But why the person is selected? Because the person has given a huge amount of bribe. Now, if such thing is being practiced, that means a right person, that means the most suitable person, is deprived of the job because some unqualified person has paid a bribe to the manager. And generally, these practices are more common in government organizations. अगर गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की हम लोग बात करेंगे तो यहाँ पर ज्यादा कॉमन है, चाहे वो इंडियन रेलवेज हो, चाहे वो इंडियन पोस्ट ऑफिस हो, या और बहुत सारी जो गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, बीएसएनएल हो या फिर और कोई गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में ये सब ज्यादा होता है. नाउ ओवर क्वालिफाइड पर्सन कैन आल्सो बी अपॉइंटेड. ओवर क्वालिफाइड क्या रहता है? अभी जैसे आप लोगों ने पेपर अगर आप पढ़ते हैं तो कुछ 6-7 महीने पहले पेपर में एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट, एक आर्टिकल था, और उस आर्टिकल में कुछ स्टैटिस्टिक्स थे कि उत्तर प्रदेश में जो वैकेंसीज हैं पियून की, मतलब अटेंडेंट, और जो सफाई कामगार हैं उनकी एडवर्टाइजमेंट निकली. सरकारी, गवर्नमेंट लेवल 4 और क्लास 4 के एम्प्लॉइज, जो भी क्लास 4 के कैटेगरीज है अलग अलग, वो क्लास 4 के कैटेगरीज का एडवर्टाइजमेंट आया पेपर में, और सब ये जान के बहुत हैरान हुए कि क्लास 4 मतलब सफाई वाला और जो धोबी है, कुक है, ऐसे जो पोस्ट थे, उनके लिए जो क्वालिफिकेशन था दैट वाज 10th एसएससी, कि जो भी कैंडिडेट एसएससी है वो कैंडिडेट उस पोजीशन के लिए क्वालिफाइड है, ज्यादा क्वालिफिकेशन नहीं चाहिए। तो बहुत हैरानी की बात हुई कि वहां पर 50 से ज्यादा पीएचडी कैंडिडेट्स ने भी अप्लाई किया था। हजारों की संख्या में पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट कैंडिडेट्स ने अप्लाई किया था, एक पियोन की जगह के लिए या कुक की जगह के लिए या माली की जगह के लिए या धोबी की जगह के लिए। सो इंजीनियर्स आर अप्लाइंग, MBAs were applying for the position, PhDs were applying for the position. Now, this particular situation is the best example for overqualified candidate. प्यून के लिए PhD कंपलसरी है क्या? वहां पर लिखा गया है कि 10वीं रहेगा तो वो इलिजिबल है। तो क्या एक्सपेक्टेड है कि 10वीं का ही कैंडिडेट होगा या 12वीं हो सकता है, पर 10वीं जहां पर चाहिए, अगर 12वीं का कैंडिडेट नहीं बट पीएचडी कैंडिडेट को अगर अप्लाई कर दिया या उसको जॉब दे भी दिया, तो कैन वी से दैट ही इज और शी इज द राइट कैंडिडेट फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन? तो आंसर विल बी नो. So it is not that always underqualified candidates are the non-performing candidates or not suitable candidate. Many a times overqualified candidates can also be categorized as non-performing or not suitable candidates. And the last one is recruitment without assessing their capabilities. सीनियर मैनेजर की रिकमेंडेशन लेटर लेकर आया है कैंडिडेट कि मेरे मामा इस कंपनी में सीईओ हैं, या जो कंपनी के सीईओ हैं मेरे चाचा जी उनके बहुत क्लोज फ्रेंड हैं या रिलेटिव हैं. So if some sort of recommendation letter is produced at the time of interview by the candidate, and as the recommendation letter is given by a very high profile person, the job is given to the candidate. Now, this particular job, which is given to the candidate solely on the basis of that recommendation letter, will be purely considered as unethical practice. Why it is unethical practice? Because the capability of the candidate, the qualification of the candidate, the skills or knowledge of the candidate is not checked in the interview. But what was checked in the interview? Whether the recommendation letter is authentic or not. If it is authentic, yes, it's an authentic letter, and the candidate who has come for the interview, his one of the close relative is very closely related to the CEO of our organization. Only because of this, if the job is given to that gentleman, then it is purely unethical. But that is where we can say that dilemma exists. दुविधा. HR मैनेजर जो उसे नहीं लेना चाहता इंटरव्यू में, पर उसके मन में दुविधा है कि अगर मैं लूंगा तो that candidate will not at all be suitable for the job. बट अगर नहीं लूंगा तो शायद सीईओ नाराज हो जाए, शायद मेरे नाम का मेमो निकाल दे, मुझे ही नौकरी से निकाल दे। तो दोनों तरफ से जब इंसान फंस जाता है कि अगर लूंगा तो कंपनी को लॉस है, नहीं लूंगा तो माय रिलेशन विद द सीईओ विल गेट स्पॉइल्ड। दैट इज अगेन I may lose my job also because of that relations, bad relations. So these things are called as the ethical dilemma. कि जहां पर जो इथिक्स हैं उनको इम्प्लीमेंट करने में परेशानी होती है। क्यों परेशानी होती है, क्यों दुविधा होती है? बिकॉज ऑफ सम फैक्टर्स, बिकॉज ऑफ सम सिचुएशंस. So that was related to the ethical dilemmas under the human resource management ethics. Now we will talk about the accounting ethics. Now accounting ethics are based upon the ways of manipulating the accounts. We all are aware of what is manipulation of accounts. I hope that my voice is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So first one. First one is not providing for depreciation of fixed assets. So we all are aware of the meaning of depreciation, because not only the finance students but other students, they have also studied this. What is the meaning of depreciation and how depreciation cost is calculated in financial management also, and in managerial accounts also, as well as you might have discussed this in your EABD, that is economic analysis for business decisions. So economics also you might have studied this. So we will not be talking about what is depreciation cost. So not providing for depreciation of fixed assets. So it is expected that depreciation cost should be mentioned, and that should be mentioned clearly. There should be no manipulation in that. Next one, overvaluation or undervaluation of assets and liabilities. So जो सही है वही financial statements में आना चाहिए. कई बार organization profits कम दिखाते हैं, जानबूझ के कम दिखाते हैं. उसका रीजन क्या है कि अगर हमने प्रॉफिट ज्यादा दिखाया तो एम्प्लॉइज को पता चल जाएगा कि वी आर इनटू गुड प्रॉफिट्स, एंड they will start asking for more salaries, more benefits and more incentives. And that is the reason why many organizations, they do not mention the clear profit, that what is the correct profit, exact profit. तो जो नेट प्रॉफिट रहता है वो भी वो लोग गलत लिखते हैं बैलेंस शीट में, फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स. एक्चुअल में प्रॉफिट अगर 10 करोड़ है तो कई बार 2 करोड़ दिखाया जाता है, कई बार 3 करोड़ दिखाया जाता है. उसके पीछे का रीजन ये कि बिकॉज इफ द कंपनी और द एम्प्लॉइज कम्स टू नो दैट द कंपनी इज अर्निंग अ ह्यूज प्रॉफिट, immediately the workers, the employees will start approaching the HR department or the concerned managers for increasing their salary, for more benefits, for more incentives. तो जैसे ही एम्प्लॉय को पता चलेगा कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को फायदा हो रहा है, वो इमीडिएटली पहुंच जाएंगे कि ये फायदा थोड़ा सा हमारी तरफ भी कीजिए. and that is the reason many of the organizations are undervaluing. Overvalue matlab, if you can just recall the case of this Satyam Computer. So Satyam Computers, what had happened in Satyam Computers, we all are aware of. We had discussed that case study of Satyam Computers in our last semester under that corporate governance. So when Mr. Ram Lingaraju of Satyam Computer, when he entered into real estate business, his Satyam Computer company was doing really well, and it was regarded as one of the best companies to work in those days. And that particular company, that is the uh, Satyam Computer System, they were competing, or they were giving a very tough competition to the top players of IT field, that is Wipro or Infosys or this TCS. तो इन बड़ी बड़ी तीन कंपनियों के बाद जो कंपनी थी, दैट कंपनी वाज दिस कंपनी which is this Satyam Computer. So when Satyam Computers company, they diversified their business and they started investing in real estate. So they had a huge investment in real estate and they wanted more money. So what they thought is that the easiest way to raise capital or raise more and more money is with the help of share or share market. So what the company started doing is they started playing with the financial statements, that when the profit was just 5 lakh rupees or 5 crore rupees, they used to show it 10 crores, 20 crores, or maybe more than that. Now why this profit was manipulated? जब 5 ही लाख मिल रहा है तो 10 लाख दिखाने की क्या जरूरत पड़ी? तो रीजन बहुत सिंपल था कि जब भी कोई व्यक्ति शेयर मार्केट में अपना पैसा लगाता है, वेदर द पर्सन इज एन MBA फ्रॉम IIM or an MBA from Harvard Business School, or any SSC pass person is there, HSC pass person is there, BA graduate is there, or any commerce graduate is there, or any CA is there. So any person who will invest, who is going to invest in the share market, before investment, the health of the company is always checked, and under the health, the performance of the company, how the company is performing for the last 5 years, for the last 10 years, and based on that performance and based on the current market position of the company, literate or illiterate people, they start investing in the shares of that particular company. तो सत्यम कंप्यूटर्स को पैसे की जरूरत थी क्योंकि रियल एस्टेट में और इन्वेस्टमेंट करना था, रियल एस्टेट बूम पर था 2000s में, अर्ली 2000 में. So he thought that if he can increase the figures related to profits, more people will get attracted towards purchasing the share of Satyam Computer. So they will start purchasing the shares of Satyam Computer, and when more purchase will take place, the price of the share will go up, and he will be in a position to gain a capital or raise capital for the investment in some other company. So कई बार अंडर वैल्यूएशन कंपनी दिखाती है, कई बार कंपनी ओवर वैल्यूएशन दिखाती है, और सबके पीछे एक ही रीजन है, और रीजन है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रॉफिट कमाना, which is again not ethical. Next one. Not recording items of expenses to show higher profit. Just now we have discussed कि कई बार कंपनीज कुछ एक्सपेंसेस दिखाती नहीं है क्योंकि कंपनी को ज्यादा प्रॉफिट दिखाना है। क्यों दिखाना है ज्यादा प्रॉफिट? इससे शेयर मार्केट में जो कंपनी का इमेज है वो इम्प्रूव होगा। जब भी कैलकुलेशंस होगा, जब भी मेजरमेंट होगा, या जब भी एक ट्रेंड बनता है कि कौन सी कंपनी पिछले 5 साल से ज्यादा 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 प्रॉफिट कमा रही है, कौन सी कंपनी पिछले 10 साल से ज्यादा 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 हर साल ज्यादा ज्यादा प्रॉफिट कमा रही है, तो जो भी कंपनी ऐसी होगी उसी कंपनी में ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट होगा और उसी कंपनी को ज्यादा पैसा या शेयर मार्केट से ज्यादा पैसा आएगा। नेक्स्ट वन इज द recording revenue expenditure as capital expenditure, then recording the fictitious sales and return outwards to show less profit, then recording fictitious purchases, return inwards to show profit. So all these things are done by the organization to show profit, to raise more capital, to earn more profit. So these three we are going to discuss in our tomorrow's session. So as it's 9 o'clock, so we will stop here. Tomorrow again, we will start from there. So thank you everyone for being present in today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.